No, don't get excited. No, hey, where are you going? No, don't lick my glasses. Don't. Can you not lick my glasses? We're talking about faith today. Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. That's definition number one. And number two is a strong belief in God or in doctrine of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. I definitely believe in God, and I have trust and confidence, and both of those are definitely required for me to be on my road, at least for me. And I'm thankful that today we get to spend some time with a good friend of mine. It's Dr. Tyrone Williams. He is the walking embodiment of a person who has faith. He is a continual survivor of sickle cell, and we're going to hear about that. When I think about faith, there's that scene in that Indiana Jones movie. I forget which one it is. That one. Yeah. Talk about a step of faith. All right. Let's get to it. It's a pretty area. It's a beautiful area. Yeah, right? So it's my brother Tyrone. Hey. And walking. Found this really nice spot not far from his neck of the woods. And I know for me, in terms of my road to a better me, my faith plays a really large role in this. And I think, and I know one of the reasons why I wanted to have my brother on is because my brother is essentially a walking miracle.
It's a different life when you live with physical challenges that you had no decision in, you know? Not your fault of any kind, but a genetic occurrence. And mine's happen to be at the core sickle cell disease or sickle cell anemia. And it's a very painful disease. It attacks your organs and your joints. And so, being that there's no cure, the medical profession's handling of it is to provide narcotics for pain control. And unfortunately, a lot of sicklers end up addicted, and instead of helping them, most of them get treated as addicts. I've been blessed. All of my PCPs, my primary care physicians, and I've only had, well, I've had 3 or 4 in the 20 years we've been here, but primarily the 2 that that were with us for the longest both became family friends, and we're both believers. And so I count that a serious blessing. And so my point in highlighting my primary care physicians is that I've been blessed that they care about me, the person. the patient, and has always treated me with the utmost care. And as I said, unfortunately, my sister, who stayed back east in the Washington, D.C. area where we grew up, she never did get that kind of care. And the sickle cell disease affected her in a more serious, life-impacting way than it did me. So I believe to this day that if my sister had the care that
you get now,
that she'd still be alive.
She'd still be alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
I strongly believe that. And so I thank God every day for my doctors and for the care that I've been given. The diagnosis, the prognosis at the time for sickle cell males, the lifespan was around 35 years old. And my birthday was a week ago, and I turned 54. So that's, what's that,
miracle,
19
man.
years of miracle life beyond what they said this disease would allow.
Yeah, see, that's incredible right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so every birthday is a celebration of life. You know, I think everybody's birthday should be special, but every year it's like we're beating the odds, you know?
So when you have a birthday, that's no small accomplishment. Right
Oh,
there.
no, that's major in our family. And thank God for my beautiful wife, Sharon. She goes out of her way to make sure each one is special. And my boys do the same. So, but living with it is still a day-to-day battle, you know? Waking up in pain, going to bed in pain, and still wanting to live a fruitful life, you know? My doctors wanted me to unplug years ago and like retire. And I just couldn't do it. It's too much in me, too much God's called me to do. And so I walked this walk of faith, trusting that God will sustain me, and He has sustained me. And so I call it my perpetual miracle.
There you go.
Which is, it continues to unfold over and over again. And miracles come in all shapes and sizes. You know, some are instantaneously manifested. And like me, I believe mine is progressively manifested over time. But a miracle all the same. So I love it when doctors are confounded at what I do and how I'm able to do it. And my major area of attack is my lungs. I have pains with my knees and my lower back sometimes, but primarily my lungs are affected. And the primary gift that God gave me was as a horn blower. Trumpet was my first instrument, and then once I saw the saxophone, I fell in love with it instantly, and it became my passion in life. And so the very area that I live with being under attack is the very source or resource that I need to do what God called me to do.
Yeah.
And created me to do. And being a worship leader on top of that takes great lung capacity too, to sing and, you know. And so I'm reminded of when God asked Moses, "What's in your hand?" And Moses said, "My staff." And God pretty much told him, "I'm going to use what I put in your hand." And it was through that staff that Moses performed the miracles before the Egyptians in order to get the Israelites liberated. And I see my horns as Moses' staff, that God placed that in my hand. And he knew the limitations I would be living with, and yet he still blessed me with such a gift. And so I believe when I blow that there's healing properties, that there's healing moments as God moves through my music. And I've seen it manifested, I've seen it happen. I have several real life examples of that. But I also believe that same healing comes back to me as long as I'm obedient and stay faithful to not only use what God has given me, but to grow it, like the parable of talents, not settle, not make excuses, but to give God the ultimate chance to maximize my potential.
Say hi to the people? Okay. Hey, was that amazing or what? Tyrone is incredible, and I'm really glad that he's one of my iron sharpeners in my life. And we've actually got enough footage for 2. So I'm working currently right now. I'm working on part 2 and getting that all edited and put together for you guys, for those of you that are interested. So, I think the thing I want to point out with this and how faith plays such an important role in my own journey is that it's one day at a time, it's one step at a time, and I know that if it weren't for my faith, these steps would be impossible for me to take, and be lasting steps. And I don't think we were designed to be alone. And so I'm glad that God has placed certain people in my life to just help me along my road to a better me, because people like Tyrone, my list is long of people that I feel that help make me a better me, just by virtue of them being a part of what I do on the day-to-day. So anyway, there's going to be a part 2. It's coming probably next week, this same time, depending on when you watch this. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you. Play what you love what you play. Peace.